Hello, everyone. We are really sorry that we are a bit late. We've been having some technical problems. Sometimes Google Hangouts needs a lot of things to start, or like links don't work, things like this. So we are actually 15 minutes late, and we are really sorry about it, but we are really happy to be here and to have May with us. So you know me, maybe my name is Anna, and I work for Climate Tracker. And here we have Andreas too from Climate Tracker.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hello, everyone, from my side.
Andreas, sorry.
I just continue. Hello from my side. I also work for Climate Tracker, and I'm really excited that May is with us. May already participated in the Climate Strategies Accelerator, and that's why some of you might be very interested to hear what she has to tell. But maybe May, you can just briefly introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. It's May from China, and I have experience with the CSA program for the last year. Luckily, I won the program leadership, and I started my own organization, which called Go Blue, which focus on the reduce red meat consumption and promote the low carbon transportation in China.
Well, thanks. And for those of you who just got on this call, maybe just a brief reminder, what actually is CSA again? So CSA stands for Climate Strategies Accelerator, and it is about supporting ideas that could potentially save really gigatons of carbon. So what does that mean? Save gigatons of carbon in terms of not that you kind of make a for-profit enterprise, but to have really like a idea to change behavior, to change attitudes, and to really go big with that kind of idea. And the support you can get, and we have another webinar on that, what it actually, what you have to do to apply, what you have to, what this whole program is about. But you will get mentoring support and financial support, and maybe also May can talk about a little about that in a minute. But this webinar is also specifically about to see how we maybe can develop an idea that potentially saves a lot of carbon. So for all of you watching and think applying, this might be very useful for you. So I might just go briefly to let Anna speak, who might remind you for 1 minute again how you actually apply to this program.
Yeah, thanks, Andreas. So basically, I'm sure that if you're watching us, you're already thinking of applying. But in case you're a bit confused, remember that there's a link to apply that's actually below what you're seeing. So if you see the description on the video, you see how to apply. There's this link that goes to the CSA website. And the way of applying, it's filling a form. Of course, you can't just start and fill the form without really thinking, because it's like very tough questions related to your idea. So first of all, you have to develop your idea. And that's also what we'll be discussing. But Climate Tracker is also here to help you develop this idea. So if you're a bit unsure, maybe you have contacted your regional coordinator who has helped you with that, but you can also email us directly, or you can drop me a message on like YouTube now, or even Twitter or something. And we will try and help develop your idea as well. So what happens if you apply? Basically, you have until the 31st of January to apply. And then CSA is looking to select 8 to 10 people who will go through this like amazing program to help you refine your idea. First, it's like what they call a breakthrough lab, where you like meet experts and refine your idea, and you get funding just to do this beginning. And then you can get even more funding to implement your idea after this happens, which is in like 6 months time, and you can get, I think it's 1 to 2 million to implement your idea over 3 years. So it's like a long process, but it's a very encouraging way of implementing something that may actually save a lot of carbon. So if you have doubts, please, you are always welcome to ask questions. And how can you ask questions right now? So now me and Andreas will ask questions to May, and that's why we have her here. Thanks so much. But aside from that, you can also try and ask her questions. So if you are watching us on YouTube, you will see that there's this thing next to us, which is like a chat. You can send me the questions there, and I will be reading them. But also, if you tweet at us on Twitter, I will also follow that. So our Twitter is climate tracking, or you can use the hashtag climate tracker. But enough of me. I won't speak too much. Andreas, I think we have some questions prepared for May. So if you want to begin. Okay, maybe we've lost Andreas. I don't know if you're here, Andreas. So I can start with the questions and we let May speak. So first of all, thanks for being here. We would like you to explain us a bit what is the current project about and what you got funding for, actually.
Okay, so I worked for the conservation for past 13 years in China. But after they invited me to come to the competition for CSA project, I have been developed focus on change, influence consumers' behavior change towards like sustainable consumption in China. So we have two angles. One is reduce the red meat consumption 50% by 2020, and also raise the city bicycling from 8% to 16%, also 15% up. So the reason we choose the two programs, we think this much more related with the people's daily life, and is also is reachable goal, because when we show the information, will lead people to be positively change their behavior. So that's the two programs we developed, which is mainly funded by CSA program as well.
Thank you, May. I think we definitely lost Andreas, but we got some interesting information about what she's doing right now. So she's currently trying to change a lot of things in China, which is really interesting. So how was it from the beginning? So I know you had like a mentoring process that helped you develop that idea. How was it? Was it like, did you suddenly have a different idea? Was it really helpful to have that? How was the experience?
I had this idea in the beginning, but I think the mentoring period actually really helped me refocus. Before, I was trying to focus just one angle, which is reduce the red meat consumption. But when we developed the idea, we're finding out low carbon transportation also is very important as well in China. So we combine these two ideas in the one plan. And also during the process, I'm being able to talk with some experts, get more information, because just like I said, my background is in the communication and also climate, animal protection before. So I didn't have that much knowledge about climate change. So I was very appreciated during the process. I get a lot of information. I also get a lot of expert support. Even now, still have a lot of experts. And CSA group has sent a lot of experts to talk with me, and we share ideas even for the 3 years strategic plan. We share with them and format my advisory board as well. So we get a lot of support, even though it didn't change my angle, but actually helped me to putting all the questions together and putting all the thoughts in the one place and refocus on the outcome.
Well, thank you. I mean, you developed your idea, but we also want to you got a lot of funding, so maybe can you just tell how much funding you got for your project, and also why you think you got the funding, and you might also have gotten more funding than other projects. So what do you think are really like the 1 or 2 key things that spiced it up that made your project go so big?
Okay, I was lucky, so I won the high prize to be one of the project leaders. So I got 4.5 million US dollars for 3 years for the program. So I think the reason why I'm getting this fundings, the things is because we have I present in a very clear plan, which was a very focused goal, and also the action plan is really like stage by stage developed, very concrete. And also I was trying to work with different partners in my proposal as well, to engage with different like partners in China to build a product form as well. So I think that's the two reasons. I think the mainly get much more good feedback and also confidence from the committee as well.
Nice, thank you. And I mean, people are now probably thinking about how they have good chances to get the same process and how to write like a good application, all that. And I probably also think about how to develop their idea. So you've gone through the process, and can you think of maybe 3 things that you would see it really key to develop an idea that then at the end has good chance to be successful?
Okay. For my opinion, first of all, you really need to focus on the question you think is very important, and you have confidence to do so. I mean, you have a resource, you also have experience. That's one thing. And another part is use your strengths. For example, my background is communication, so I focus on doing the consumers' behavior change. So that's what I really know, and I have a very good track record. So that's building a lot of confidence for the committee as well. For when you really develop the project, I think thinking about stage by stage and divide the 3 years, the 3 stages is going to help you, and because it will help you clean out your picture, because you want to be really structured. You want the committee to understand your goal is reachable, and also you are going to develop it and do it stage by stage, even could be expanding to 5 or 10 years. So that's, I think, what should be in your proposal.
Thanks so much, May. I think this is very interesting and very valuable for people who want to apply. Andreas told me he had a couple of questions already from people that are writing, but I just want to remind all of you that if you want to send questions, you just need to write them here in the chat that we have next to the YouTube live, or just like tweet at us on Twitter. So Andreas, which questions do we have?
Well, some of the questions I got sent already were already answered by you, May. You kind of answered so well that you kind of built it in. But one question that very specific to your project and might be very interesting, but also in general. So one of the people has gone through what you do and also on beef consumption, and she read that someone wrote there, it is not clear what scale of campaign would be needed to materially affect beef consumption. And yeah, Leslie just asked then, or has this question for you, how do you deal with that kind of uncertainty? So first, how do you deal with these uncertainties where you're not sure how much you actually need to have an effect when you develop your idea? And secondly, when you're in the project phase, how you kind of then assess it to have a better picture of actually creating an effect when you're in the project phase and when you already have your funding.
Sorry, the connection is bad. So I'm trying to answer for the information I'm getting from you. So uncertainty, yes. Doesn't matter what kind of idea you want to put in for your plans or have uncertainty. Nothing is going to be just land there for you. So I think it's mostly you wanted to set up a goal which is reasonably reachable. Can't say something unreachable. And also when you have a reachable goal, people will feel more confident for your plan. That's first, especially for the red meat consumption. As in China's bit different than the rest of the world. For the beef consumption is not the biggest problem for China. Pork is the big problem in China. So when we designed a campaign in China, we didn't really name the beef. We said red meat. So because red meat, which can combine beef, pork, and lamb as well. So you wanted to design something basic on the study or the research you have in your own region, then like how to say it, set up for the 3 years length, then stage by stage to achieve. And each year probably you need to have a different goal, a small goal, but add up one together, then will be easier to achieve. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry if my connection is not well. I hope you can understand me at the moment. There's another question from the audience, and they ask that this whole CSA project is basically about supporting one individual, then building up a new project. And they wondered, in some cases, there are already organizations doing already at least some kind of work going in the directions that the individuals then are planning. And they wondered, is there anything you can do as an applicant or developing your idea where you can show that you as an individual should do that work and not with an already existing organization? Or how you then all organize this and how you convince the jury and that kind of way?
I think I always need to think about the work as a group. Doesn't matter if you are as an individual or you have a team. When I applied the CSA, I was working for another organization. But after I received a fund, I started my own organization. So we have a small team. We have to work with different partners. I think it's always good to work with a different partner who is already on this topic. But you have to bring your different angle or your perspective, which will add up to this existing organizations, could help to building a strong team together to achieve one goal. I think that will be really helpful for your development for your project.
Thank you, May. I have one last question from someone who is watching us live. She says, what was the most challenging aspect from the proposal into practice when you were trying to implement the idea? And she also asked, where can she see your results and the process of your ideas? So she wants to really know about your project.
For my case, I think most difficult part is how we want to use most popular way to engage with people and influence people, especially for the young youth. I mean, like a new generation or even kids, because we think it's very important for them, especially in China, because the kids and the younger generation, they have so much power in the house, in the home, because they can influence their parents and also grandparents. So that's the right reason we want to engage with them. So how to engage with them, how to through pop culture, how to link up the celebrity with the consumers' daily life, really make the action. That's I think is the difficult part. So we're still testing it. So we used probably last 4 months to do the test run to revise our 3 years proposal for the strategic planning. Then we start in this year, 2017, the beginning of this year. We will have go through a whole year. We will have 3 big events and lot of small communication online campaigns. So the result, I think we safely say, because normally we do the program survey, so that's what we are doing now. Then we will do the middle term, which is after 1 year. So I think after 1 year, some of the outcomes will come out. And we're also going to send some short-term report for the last past 4 months, which we did the test run, which already have some result, especially for the city bicycling. So the number is raising. Before, the 8% of people riding bicycles for their daily commute. Right now, with the sharing bikes in China so hot, so we have 12%, about 12% of people just riding bicycle now. So that's the number we see very positively. So we will definitely get back to the report to CSA group so we can share this data with everyone else.
Awesome, May, thank you. That sounds really interesting, and I hope you reach all these targets of like 16% bicycles and all this. I have no questions so far. I think all of them were responded. I don't know, Andreas, if you wanted to add anything else. If not, we can close the webinar.
No, I'm good at this point. There are also no more questions that were sent to me, or there were some questions at the beginning that you already answered, May, so thanks so much for that. I just want to briefly once more clarify that while this project is for individuals, you can then also apply as an individual and also implement your project through an already existing organizations, just for you who wonder, oh, can I do this, just to say this, and to encourage you really to apply, because I think, yeah, it's a fantastic, unique opportunity. So really go for it and apply and use this.
Thanks, Andreas. May you have any final remarks for people who want to apply and are nervous about it?
It has been a wonderful experience for me to join the CSA program. I got so much knowledge. I also think that's what I really wanted to do for 5 to 10 years. I think it's really valuable as well. So please apply, and I think you will gain a lot during the process. I promise you. So thank you for you guys' time, and if you have any questions signing up, so we'll answer for you. Thanks.
And thank you so much, May, to join us and for these nice words to our audience. And thanks you all, the ones who are watching us. You can always rewatch this, it will be on YouTube. And we hope to see you around in many other climate tracker things and of course, applying to the CSA. Goodbye, everyone.